Luigi's Mansion launches just in time for Halloween, and BlizzCon Day 1 is ending right about now. Let's talk about it. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Today is Friday, November 1st, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Like I said yesterday on Halloween, happy Halloween, by the way, Luigi's Mansion launched to an 86 Metacritic score, so the game is actually getting pretty well, reviewing really well. I picked it up. I've been playing a little bit of it. I've only played the multiplayer so far, but I knew I wanted to pick it up because of the couch co-op, something I can't typically find anywhere else but Nintendo first-party games. So I was looking forward to playing couch co-op, where you can play, one of you can play as Luigi and one of you can play as the new character Gooigi. So I'm excited to play that with my couch co-op partner. The multiplayer has been fun. I played about an hour of it, and it's pretty easy to just pick up and play. It's a Nintendo game, so it plays very much like a Nintendo game on the Switch. Everyone gets their Joy-Con, and they can run around and do all sorts of crazy fun with Luigi and Gooigi. So I'm excited to play more. I hope to dive into the single player. I hear it's really fun. I know that it's at a hotel and not mansion, so you know there's a little bit of criticism you can put in there if you're being snooty, but I'm excited to play more Luigi's Mansion. Each level of the hotel is apparently super entertaining, and there's a lot of well thought out themes and interesting mechanics to explore. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't played Luigi's Mansion since GameCube, so another reason I wanted to pick it up. But I've been in a buying spree, and I think it's going to continue. So let me know if you pick up Luigi's Mansion, what you think down in the comments below. Also, what I said was BlizzCon 2019 has started off, and a whole bunch of news from their opening ceremony throughout the day. I think they're doing more than they did last year. Last year they had like one or two things, I think, and that was about it. Maybe an Overwatch character, but last year they had Diablo Mobile and Warcraft 3 Reforged, and then maybe an Overwatch character. And this year they've actually come out swinging, and they want people to be really excited. They started off really strong with the Diablo 4. They had both a trailer, which I always love the Diablo trailers. I have a visceral memory of the Diablo 2 trailer. I thought it was the greatest thing. It got me all addicted to like gothic themes and horror and all that kind of stuff. So the cinematics are amazing. They've always been amazing for Blizzard, and this one is in line with that level of amazingness. The game they actually showed gameplay as well, something developers typically don't show, like, you know, announce asset and gameplay, and I was really excited to see some gameplay. They only showed off 3 characters: the Druid, which would probably be the one I played, the Barbarian, and the Sorcerer. I always like the Druid from Diablo 2. I like pet classes. I like summoning creatures and having them fight for me. I usually pick like Necromancers as well. Necromancer is one of my favorite Diablo classes. But I'm excited to see more on Diablo 4. There wasn't a release date or anything, so we're just gonna have to wait in anticipation for that. They also talked about the next World of Warcraft expansion called Shadowlands, and the theming seems pretty interesting. I like it's more Sylvanas, it's more undead. I'm really liking the theme behind it. I think it's really targeting the Lich King fans because it's got, you know, the current Lich King Bolivar in the trailer, and he's featured prominently. They're also doing a level compression where they're compressing whatever the current max is now. This is how far behind I am. Whatever the current max is now, they're going to set everybody to 50, and then you're going to level up to 60 throughout the course of Shadowlands. So, you know, making everything a little bit simpler. It should be exciting. They also talked a little bit about Warcraft 3 Reforged, which is the game I'm looking forward to, but I didn't catch a release date. So if anybody has that information, please comment below. So they talked about the Warcraft 3 Reforged. They're extending the beta weekend for like a whole week. They had the rumors around Overwatch 2 were true, and they had a whole list of like an FAQ about what's gonna happen in Overwatch 2. They're gonna have a storyline that's just gonna be added on to Overwatch 1. There's gonna be I think there's gonna be Overwatch exclusive characters, but everyone's gonna be able to keep all of their hard-earned skins, and then there's just going to be more content if you want to buy more content. So I think this is the right approach for something like Overwatch, where you just add more and more stuff, kind of like Call of Duty always did, where they just like everyone can have the base game, and then you would buy the map packs, and only you would be able to play on those map packs. I kind of put it in that same vein, but yeah. And then they addressed the Hearthstone controversy. They said they handled things poorly with the banning of the Hearthstone tournament champion, and so they've addressed that and apologized for that again. And then last but certainly not least, they talked about their version of auto chess. Everyone's been talking about where's Blizzard in the auto chess arena. Valve has one. There's the original one. There's Riot's auto chess. So we're waiting for Blizzard to jump in, and they finally announced it. It's gonna be an offshoot of Hearthstone. So if it's just a mode in Hearthstone, that means it's gonna have. That means it's gonna be mobile friendly, which should be nice for all those mobile players. That's the only place I play any of my auto chesses, which is why I only play Dota. I only play Dota Underlords because it's only on the phone, or it can be played on the phone. Teamfight Tactics can't be played on the phone yet. So all in all, Blizzard had a really good day one of BlizzCon, and there's still some questions I have, but they answered a lot of them, and I'm super excited for what's coming down the pipe from Blizzard. Moving right along, EA has announced that they are going back to Steam. I believe they're still going, so they are now going to start selling PC games to Steam users, unlike they've done for the past almost decade. I think I was reading up that it's been 8 years or so since they published a game on Steam, and I think you're still going to get all the perks if you're in EA Origin or EA Access. You still get all the library of information, the library of games, but now they are going to try and sell to the other people on PC. So I wonder if this kind of signals that like having your own game launcher isn't good. Like if EA is branching out and trying to address all of PC consumers rather than just the ones on their own personal platform. I wonder if there's any rippling effects because of that. But yeah, it's an easy way for a publisher to get more and more users on their outside of just their own pool audience. Whew. And yeah, I think there's a couple of things that this could be signaling. Ubisoft in their earnings call talked about big changes this week. Ubisoft is changing up how they're shaking up a lot of things. They're shaking up how their greenlight process works. They think that maybe there was some issue with Breakpoint, and if they were more stringent with how their game creation process worked, they might have caught some of those abnormalities. They also listed off the games that will be coming to PS5 and Xbox Scarlet. I think it was like Watch Dogs and the next Assassin's Creed title and something else, but a couple of games they announced are going to be available right at launch for the next gen consoles. And then the president came out and said that he wants PvP crossplay in all games. All of the games that have PvP features, he wants them to be crossplay. I'm wondering if Ubisoft can pull this off. A lot of big publishers, I don't know if they don't want to, but it's a good signal that Ubisoft does. However, I don't know, crossplay requires more than just the publishers, pushing on the first parties. The first parties have to agree, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And Sony usually is the one that's holding it back. But yeah, hopefully Ubisoft can make that happen. Big story this week: PS4. The PlayStation 4 has reached a new milestone. It is now the second most sold console of all time. A couple months back, they announced that they've crossed the 100 million consoles sold, and now worldwide. And now in their latest one, they announced they've sold like 2 or 3 million more units, and so that puts them at 103, 102, 103 million units sold, right behind PlayStation, the first PlayStation, right behind the first PlayStation, which sold. I'm getting lost in the numbers. I think it was like 105 or something like that, and then that's right above the Wii, the original Wii, which had sold like 101, 102. So yeah, congrats to PlayStation 4 for being the second biggest console of all time. Another big streamer is going to Mixer. I feel like there's a chain reaction, there's a domino effect. Ninja started it. Everyone waited like 5-6 weeks probably to work out on contracts, and then people are now jumping. So I think last week or 2 weeks ago, Shrouded joined. The latest one is King Goth. King Gothalion, I know him primarily as a Destiny streamer, but now he's going to Mixer. I wonder if his community will follow him. And I'm wondering, like, I feel like you want to acquire. I watched the whole Matt Pat game theory video. I feel like you want to acquire these mid-tier streamers rather than incentivize like a few big ones. You want to have a steady middle, and then big ones will come out of the steady middle, and they'll also be more of a base than just your base consumer being one of 3 people. I wonder who the biggest streamer on Mixer was before Ninja jumped over. But all of this is still happening. Mixer's acquiring more and more big streamers, so hopefully, eventually, one day we might see Mixer surpassing the Twitch users, but I doubt that is going to be the case for now. But congrats to all of those big streamers who are getting deals from Microsoft to go over to Mixer. Marvel Avengers has finally listened to feedback from everybody based on their E3 demo, and they showed off a long gameplay trailer where they went into each individual nuances about how gear's going to work, about how the RPG system's going to work, and how gameplay and cooperative gameplay is going to work. So it was, people wanted to know what this game was all about, what the features were, and they finally shown us some gameplay. And so the game, it still doesn't seem like it's up my alley. A cooperative action RPG in the Marvel world. I don't know. I wonder if Marvel fatigue will affect this game at all. But non-Marvel fans or general action RPG fans might eat it up just like they would any other action RPG. Neo 2 gets a release date. I have been pegging this one for some time in February for a while now. It had been, the first one came out in February of 2017, so the normal 3-year development cycle puts it somewhere around February, and it wasn't that far off. The release date is March 13th, 2020. So March is starting to be a very big competitive month in gaming next year. So Neo 2 is releasing March 13th next year. Speaking of Neo, PS Plus is giving away Neo 1 and Outlast 2 in PlayStation for the month of November. So if you want to pick up and play Neo before the next one comes out in March, you can do that with PlayStation Plus. Or you can play a spooky, scary Outlast first-person horror game, which is very fun. So you should definitely pick that up. It's a really good game. It's also very creepy. And then, since we're talking about PS Plus, might as well talk about Games with Gold. Your Games with Gold games this month are Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter, which I've always been kind of interested in those kind of games. I like the narrative game, but it also seems like it has very good and fluid, like film noir detective. I feel like the detective gameplay is something that could be interesting that I haven't played very often. So that and the classic Jedi Starfighter are both available in games with gold. So yeah, if you're playing on Xbox, feel free to pick those up this month. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. Links down below in the description so you can see more great content like this. Thanks again. Hope you have a super day. Hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Happy Halloween. Bye.